Thank you for tuning in to 7 Mobile Minutes, brought to you by 7 Media Group. Now, here are your hosts, Ron Carricker and Dave Morris.
And welcome to another edition of 7 Mobile Minutes. I'm Dave Morris. He's Ron Carricker. Ron, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world of mobile business, mobile marketing, and it's a great time of year with March Madness. And, of course, we're coming at the web, if you will, from Oklahoma, and we've got a dog in the hunt for the Final Fours. The Sooners have made it all the way. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I actually didn't have to delete my NCAA picks app quite yet, so I actually picked OU to win it all. So I put it all the way out there. Of course, I'm not going to win anything, but I had Michigan State in the Final Four too, so that didn't help me any at all. But yeah, I mean, it makes it fun. Everybody, you get a dog in the fight, like you said. Everybody tunes in.
Back in the day, even 15 years ago, you're at the bar with an actual paper bracket. Now everybody's pulling out their phones, checking player stats. Where was this coach from? What's the bracket look like? Who you have next? But it's all on a mobile device.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that. Your print. I can remember back in the day when you and I used to work together, and that was a big thing on Sunday night. We'd have to be at the office, or we'd have to be working on a guy putting the bracket together for us so we could put a PDF on so people could print it off. Because if we didn't, they were calling. I mean, they were emailing us that that night, next day. Where's the bracket? Where's the bracket?
They were probably sending an angry fax. I mean, it was that long ago.
They were, it was back in the olden days. So, but yeah, I mean, and that hasn't been that many years ago. I mean, I'd say that, but now you're right. I don't need to print a bracket off. I don't have it stuck up on my refrigerator wall or anything, anything like that. I have it on my phone, and I made my picks on my phone. I keep track of it all on my phone. And even just a few years ago, you could do a lot of this stuff on your phone, but they've just gotten so much better. It's so much more user-friendly. It's so much more, useful. The great thing about the NCAA app that they have, I've been using it quite a bit. I've tried ESPN and CBS and all the other guys, but the one I really like this year was the March Madness one for the NCAA. You could turn off and on notifications by game, by team, and everything. So you could really control all the way down to a single game what you wanted to get notices about. So I'm like, that's great.
And that's important because right now it's a flood of information, whether it's website notifications, whether it's Twitter, all the conversation. You can get as much as you want, or you can kind of control the amount coming at you, which is important because it can really be overload because everybody's blowing content out there.
Well, and that's something else about that app as far as the content and social media. They integrated social media into the app where the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram stuff that's going on from a fan standpoint, you don't have to go on those platforms to consume that. It's right there. So they've taken what's unique about a lot of what we do on the internet and in terms of social media, and they've just streamlined it so much so that I like OU, I like this game, I get pictures, posts, everything from that game right inside that same app. So, like I said, the ESPNs, the CBSs, they all have their stuff, and people are loyal to certain, news outlets, things like that. But I'm all about the convenience. I mean, if it gives me what I want that second, that minute, then, I'm pretty loyal to that.
Loyal is exactly the word I was about to mention. Brand loyalty, and for the first time, the actual championship game will not be on CBS. It's on TBS this year.
Yep.
It's the first time that it's actually going to cable, if you will. Yeah. And no one's going to care because you're getting the content you want just on a different channel. It really doesn't make that big of a difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, that goes to the point, too, about the app itself that I feel like I'm hawking for them, like I'm getting something out of this. But you can watch every game. You can watch every game on your tablet or your phone, individual game by game, and it goes all the way through the championship. I mean, they figured it out that no matter who you are, where you're at, they're going to capture you as an audience, and they're going to give you every opportunity to tune in. And, I've sent you articles, just here recently, but over time it's becoming more and more of a tune-in video on your phone. Seems crazy, but it happens a lot. I find myself watching clips of things, but longer clips, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes of something. And next thing you know, I'm watching half a basketball game on my phone. When we were, on vacation a few weeks ago when March Madness started, I'm looking at stuff on my phone while I'm at, some bars and, and having some beers.
And it's not a bad experience. I mean, it actually holds up very well even on a smaller screen. When you or I were in Dublin, our friend Nick was watching the Thunder game all the way over there on the NBA League Pass on his laptop. On his laptop,
yeah, absolutely. It's funny. Well, so later this week, we've got a family trip planned, kind of a last-minute deal with some friends of ours that we're going to Orlando to make another trip to Disney. So that I've been getting a kind of a withdrawal symptoms from Mickey Mouse Magic Kingdom, but of course
you haven't spent enough money lately. Is that what it is?
No, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's apparently it needs more of my money. I think they've had a down quarter last quarter, so I need to go back and pump a little bit into that economy.
Well, ESPN's ratings are down, so
Right, exactly. So we're going to be, we had this trip all planned out, and a mutual friend of ours, Jimmy, he's texting me yesterday saying, hey, okay, you had that dinner planned for Saturday night. Him and his family are going with us and some others. Anyway, we had dinner reservations on a Saturday night at Epcot, and he's texting me saying, okay, the game's at 6 Eastern. Our dinner's at 8 Eastern. He's like, how is this going to work? How are we going to make this happen? And, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm laughing. Normal circumstances, I'm like, I'll record the game and watch it later or something, But I really, to myself, thought, I'll bring my iPad. We'll sit at the restaurant and watch the end of the game or something, and there's no question about it that will it work? Will it is it going to happen? Yeah, we'll sit there right there and watch it on my iPad or my phone.
It's gone from novelty to you can rely on it.
Yeah, that is the great thing. That's a great point, that it is something you can rely on in a way that it's not like you're trying to make yourself enjoy something. I mean, it is good quality video. It's easy to access it. You don't have to jump through a lot of hoops. So, it's changed a lot of things.
Here's the other thing about watching sports on your phone or on your tablet device. A lot of times it's a better experience than TV because of all the stats, whether it's tennis, NBA, NCAA, you've got instant stats right there that TV hasn't figured out how to deliver to you, and you can toggle them on and off or however you want to interact with the game that way.
Yeah, no, I love that. You're right. That's a great, and you and I are both baseball fans. I'm a huge baseball fan. The season's about to start here for baseball, and that's one of the sports that it's a numbers thing anyway. Baseball junkies are stat junkies, and they do a fantastic job. But I've seen a lot of what baseball has done over the years is, like you said, it's starting to reflect in these other sports where the NCAA app, you get all those stats, all those trends, all the records, everything's right there. And it goes beyond just that visual watching the game. So it's exciting. I actually think OU has a great chance. Nothing personal, nothing that, I don't have any knowledge of anything, but I'm excited.
The first time in the Final Four since, I believe, 2002, the Hollis Price team. And you look back at that team, Aaron McGee and Ebby Erie.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
How did that team make the Final Four? You hate to say it, but how did that team make the Final Four?
Now, was that Nahara? Was that
He was not on the team. This team is so much better. I mean, this is a really good team. To your point, they really have a legitimate shot at it. And you've also foreshadowed the next 2 episodes of the 7 Mobile Minutes, a recap of your Disney trip, which really is a mobile-friendly, if not mobile-necessary trip these days. And then in a couple weeks, we'll catch up with our friend Mike, who works for MLB Online with all the cool mobile things that they provide.
Very cool.
A lot of good stuff. Enjoy the trip to the Land of the Mouse. Have fun.
Oh, I always do. This is a garden festival and food and wine. So at Epcot, I enjoy and I partake. So if you guys follow me on social media, you might want to tune out for a few days or enjoy my little jaunt around the world at Epcot.
And be sure to catch another episode of 7 Mobile Minutes coming up in the next few weeks.